All right, so we are back and we are going to create a game. One of my favorite games, tic-tac-toe. We'll try to create a game. We'll see how it works. So this one's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to talk about some different elements, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to do it was to discuss different elements that we don't do as often. So let's create a game. So let's do this. Clear it. I'll call it touch, and I'll call it a tic-tac-toe. And so to have it here, you know what? I didn't put a PY on it, so let's rename it. So shoot, I'm trying to remember how to rename it. Shoot, I cannot remember that thing to change it. It's not touch, it's something else. It is. So, geez, I can't remember it off the top of my head, so we'll just rename it from here. This is the way that I cannot remember what it was. File. I cannot remember the command off the top of my head. It's copy something I can't remember, but anyways. So what we're going to do is import a library. So we'll say import random. So random allows us to do, we can pull random numbers, and that's primarily what we want to do here is pull random information. So click on that, you can remove it. Usually you go to definition, and so you pull the definition of the library up, and it tells you what the sequences are. So it's uniform for uniform. We use uniform numbers on it as well. What type of sequences? It picks random elements, random samples, weighted random, tells you about the row line, etc. So it goes down the line, gives you a little bit about it. It tells you about the different things that you could use from the library. You could use math. You could do different collections. If you scroll down here, it talks about the heavy load information. So you see there's a variety of different things you could do with this library, which is important. So, anyways, we did a random here, and now we're going to define a main module. So in JavaScript, you learn about functions, and it's kind of similar. So you type in def, which means define, and then we'll call it main. And we'll do open close bracket like any other programming language. Only difference is you have to do a colon and hit enter. And you notice how the line goes right here. If you're over here and you type something in, it won't work because it has to be precise. So we'll come up with a variable that will be used to calculate the random number. So I'll say machine equals random dot choice. And you know what? I'm an idiot. So let's go back here and close this out for a second. Not sure why I said tic-tac-toe. I wanted to do rock, paper, scissors. My mind is out there. All right. So as you see, I'm out of my mind. All right. So we'll go back to choice, open, close brackets, and then brackets in the middle. And this is where we could put our options. So I'll say rock, comma, paper, comma, scissor, just like that. The next thing is we need an input. So we'll say user input equals input. We'll say guess any one from rock, paper, like that. Now we need to print this information out. So we'll say print components choice. Then we'll do open close. Oh my god, open close bracket like this. So it picks in that expression value, so it could store that value in here. So it'll store the value within this expression. We'll do dot format. Then we'll put machine because we want to identify whatever that random value is here. We want to put it here. Okay. All right. So we come down here, and now we're going to do conditional statements. And so we'll say if the machine equals user input choice, we'll print I. But it's a tie. Some face, it makes you look unhappy, sad face. Now this is a little different. So else if in JavaScript is else if. Now they use a term called elif, and this actually originates from Linux or even Python, or not Python, oh my God, it is Python, mainframe. But you'll see it in shell scripts. So we'll say elif, we'll say machine equals paper. Like that. And let's see, who do we make it uppercase? Paper. And the user equals scissor, which means if the computer equals paper and user equals scissors, then we could do a colon, user input. Then we could do a colon here, and then we need to print something. And then after we do one line, we could copy and paste most of it and just modify it. So we can say print, and we'll put 0. Print our values here. We use the word cuts where it slices it here. And we'll say cuts expression 1, and we'll do /, and we'll do N for new line, brass, you win, you rock, and then we'll do dot format, and then we'll put user input in, and then we'll also pass in the machine number that we calculated, and then we'll do comma, and this is what I was talking about uniform. We'll do this right here, /, we'll do U 0 0 1 F929, and these are our uniform values. Okay. Let's see if that works. No, I don't. We're gonna probably want to put some other stuff there as well. I think it might not work yet, but let's see. You know why it's not working? Because we're not calling the main feature, so it doesn't know what to call. So we need to set that up to make that call. So we could come over here under define, and we could type in if name, like that, name, yeah, like that. It's a little funky, I'll be honest with you. Equals, so we need to separate that, equals main. It's a little different in Python. And then we'll say, and call the main reference. So, let me say that. Let me run that. All right, so guess anyone from, I'll say paper, honest choice, scissor. All right, so oops. So you see right now, it's just, that's it. It does work to a degree, but we don't have all the conditional statements in there for it to go through everything. And then we also want to give the player an additional option to play so we continue the game. If that makes sense. All right. So like I said, we're not done yet. Far from it. So we need to use more else if conditions. So I'm thinking we need 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 more. So let's do this. Let's copy this. All right. Paste. And we'll just fix them up as we go. Okay. All right. So now this one right here, we'll still use paper. And we'll say instead we'll use rock. And this one we'll say you lost. We'll say, let's see here. Oops. New line, and we'll say uh-oh. Or no, we'll just say oops. You lose. So you lose, still same format, but different uniform value. So we have 0, 0, 0, 1, which is fine. F, and we will have 9, 7, 2 this time. Then come back up here, and we have else if, and oh my God. But we also want to do this. We're gonna make this covers. Won't work. So covers it, cuts it. And then we want this one to be cut. And this one's the third option is paper, and we have scissors. So we had scissors. So let's see. So we have paper and paper. Now we need to do scissors. So let's do this here. And user input equals paper. And now we do print cuts. We could put, oops, you lost again. Format input, and then this one will have 972. All right, let's see here. Prints. It's just confusing. All right, so we have scissor and paper, scissors, paper, rock, scissor, paper. Right. We need scissor, rock. So let's do this. Copy. You know what? Let's do this. Copy this out. Since we have these that are the same, we'll copy it. So this fourth one would be scissor, and user input equals rock. Then we could put here, we could put smashes. And congrats, you win. Congrats, you win. Format input. Then instead of 972, we'll go back to 929. This is a lot, so we have just a mixture I'm gonna separate these like this for now. We'll consolidate them together, but my eyes are getting really bad and I can't see nothing. So I'm just kind of validating what we have. So we have paper and user input equals scissor, paper and user input equals rock, scissor and paper, and that's a lose, scissor and rock, and that's a win. I think that's right. Oh no, if it doesn't work. So paper, scissor, paper, rock, scissor, paper, and scissor, rock, which is smashes. Now we need rock, scissor, rock, paper. Okay. So let's consolidate these guys together. We're almost there. Save it. Oh. Copy this here. So we'll do else if. This one will be smashes. And one, two, three, four, five, rock. That equals rock. And then scissor, as I said. And then we want to do lost. Format 972 this time. I think that's right. And then we need another one. We want rock. So let's copy this. And go back. And we'll test this out in a second. So this will be paper. And this will be congratulate 929 this time. So I'm going to have to do a complete check, meltdown check here. So I think we got it. We'll go backwards. Rock and paper smashes. This needs to be covers. So rock and papers, you win. Rock and scissors smashes. Yep, you lose. Scissor and rock. It smashes. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so we'll have to play this again, but let's see if it works. Let me clear this screen. So I'll say rock. It's a tie, so we lost. So here's the problem. Every time I want to play this game, I have to play it up here. And if I say paper, so paper cuts, scissor, see cuts. We need to build a feature that allows us to play it again if we want to. So how would we do that? Well, we need to define another module here. So we'll call define. We'll say play again. And we'll say ask he or she wants to play again or not. So that's what we want. So we can come down here and say if input, would you like to play again? Yes. We'll make them type in yes or no. Yes or no. Then we'll do a dot lower. And then starts with y. So if it starts with y, so we're just grabbing the first variable. We don't really, they could just do y or n if they want to. And then we could say else, print, and say, I'm sorry, we comma, and then we'll pull in this unified information here. So we'll do U1F, different one here, 978. That's it. So let's see if that works. My screen. For our game here. Oops. We want to do rock. You lose. All right, something didn't work. We define play again. What did I do wrong? I know I did it wrong because it doesn't play. So I forgot to add call the module. So we have define play here, but at the end where we have our else if, we need to call that module here. Again, so we need to call the method. Else it doesn't know that it's called. So let's run it again. Also scissor. It says opponents chose paper, scissor cuts paper. Congrats, you win. Would you want to play again? Yes. All right, so paper. It's a tie. Do you want to play again? I'm gonna put Y for yes, because it's just picking up the Y. All right, I'm gonna do rock this time. You lose, and I'll put N for no. We'll miss you. So that's it right there. Now you can change that around because we just did it if condition. You could change that and say if it's N, boom, else this. So maybe what I would do is I would do an L if there. Instead, maybe what I do is maybe something like this. I do L if, and then check to see if it equals N, then say no else, because they could enter something else in, but I guess we don't care. But anyways, this is an example of how to create a game in Python using terminal. And it's just a command line interface. So hopefully you had fun watching this. Thanks for watching and have a good night or a good day.